Hello, it's Danny the Plumber, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to rebuild a dripping Moen wall mount faucet. As you can see, this one's got a pretty steady drip, wasting a lot of water, and since we're in California during a drought, we're going to try and solve this problem. So here we go. The first step you want to do is shut off the water, and because most wall mount faucets do not have their individual shutoffs, you'll have to shut off the building water. So here's a gate valve that we're going to be shutting off in the front of the building here, and by turning it clockwise, and it's a good idea to open up a hose bib and let any residual water out. Now we can begin with our rebuild. It's a good idea to make sure the water is completely turned off by simply lifting the lever handle and diverting it to the hot and cold position. And this also gets any water out of the faucet so it doesn't drip on you as you take off the top handle. So the first step is to get a small screwdriver or knife, something sharp, and pop that Moen cap off. This allows access to that screw that you'll need to unscrew, which is a Phillips head screwdriver. We are going to be replacing this cartridge with a 1225B Moen cartridge replacement. So let's go ahead and remove our Phillips head screw with our screwdriver. You may need to back it up with your hand a little bit, just like that, and simply take that off and put it to the side for later use. Now you'll simply take the handle off. Once the handle is removed, grab yourself a pair of channel locks or a wrench of some sort that we will take off the next piece of the faucet, which is right here, turning that counterclockwise. Once this thing is completely removed, we're going to get down to the base of the faucet. And today I'm going to not only replace the cartridge to stop the dripping, I'm also going to be replacing the O-rings inside, which causes water to drip out of the base of the faucet, not the spout area. And we'll go into more detail in a second about that. So you'll just simply remove that shaft just like that, and as you can see, one of these O-rings kind of came off, but we'll replace that one as well, and I'll talk a little more about that later. And this O-ring up on top here we also will be replacing. And so I like just to grab a small flat edge screwdriver and just kind of work that thing out of there. Those things get stuck in there pretty good, but not too hard to remove. And so once those are removed, you can just discard those if you are in fact replacing it. Now we're down to the cartridge clip, and that's that small thing you can just barely make out right there. You'll have to slide that little U-shaped clip out to access the cartridge. And so there's that groove right there that just you can see where it's sitting in, and it needs to be replaced fully seated back into position when we replace it. But for now, let's remove that clip. And now we're ready to access the cartridge. We can remove that cartridge. So Moen, the wonderful company that they are, give you this little white thing, an odd little thing. Sometimes you don't know what it is, but it is a cartridge remover. It helps remove the cartridge, and it slides in place. That's the new cartridge that we're holding here, and it just kind of locks in to a couple of grooves, and you can't miss it. It's really simple, and that helps loosen the old cartridge because these cartridges get really, really stuck in there sometimes. So what you want to do is just kind of move that back and forth and loosen the cartridge before you start pulling it out. It really helps. Now it's time to remove the cartridge. So grab a wrench and simply pull up on that cartridge. Sometimes it takes real good strength to do it. Today, it wasn't so bad. Once the cartridge is removed, it's a good idea to wire brush out the inside like so. And you can also follow it up with a paper towel to get any remaining little crumbs, rust, etc. out. Alright, so the cartridge can go in two directions only, this way or this direction, and it has to line up with these little tabs, and so later we'll get the hot and the cold in the right position by spinning this, and I'll explain that a little more in detail in a second, but let's just get it in place right now because we can always turn the hot and cold to the correct direction once this cartridge is in there. So You'll push it all the way down, making sure it's seated all the way. Right now it's not, it's up a little bit, and you have to go just a little bit further. And it's a good idea, and it's easy to do it with this little white thing. Boom, now it's all the way seated in the correct position. All right, once that's completely seated, we can now get the U-shaped clip back into place. And that thing just slides in here just like we took it out. And if it doesn't go in easily, then one of two things is happening. That cartridge is not fully down, seated all the way down, or it needs to be adjusted left and right a little bit. And it needs to be in a pretty exact position. And then if it doesn't go in perfectly, you can tap it just a little bit with something like that so it's fully in the inward position, and you'll even see it sticking out just a little bit in the back there. Next, we want to make sure the hot and the cold are on the correct sides. The hot is usually on the left and the cold on the right. That's how it should be. And Moen has made a little notch right there to indicate the hot is on the left, the cold is on the right. And so that little notch needs to be faced out towards you, towards the front. So let's look at that little notch real carefully. That thing right there, a little tiny notch, kind of hard to see, nothing on this side, totally flat right there. So once again, totally flat right here, and that will go towards the back, and the notch that I'm talking about right there needs to go in the front. And so how we have that cartridge now is wrong. We'll simply spin it 180 degrees so that notch is facing us and making the hot on the left side, the cold on the right, how it's supposed to be designed. Other faucets and other companies have notches like this, and they are different. Even Moen has different ones for different valves, but this specific one for a 1225 cartridge like this, that notch definitely needs to be in the front, not the back, like that. So once again, that notch to the front, unless your plumbing was piped wrong, where the plumber originally piped the hot and the cold on the reverse sides. So now let's go ahead and replace those O-rings that we removed. Here's two O-rings that I have. Also, Moen does sell them for your specific faucet. You can go to the hardware store and match them up if you'd like, if you take them off. So let's simply put that one, the new one, on right there at the bottom. And the one on the top, the smaller one, goes into that other groove. Getting them on is a little easier than taking them off usually. And this, remember, is if the faucet is dripping out of the spout, but if it's dripping at the base of the faucet or the stem area when you're running it only, then that's when you'll have to replace these guys here. So we'll just go ahead and slide that on with a screwdriver. It's kind of a nice little trick we use. And so next we're going to get a little grease on these O-rings, but it's important to get an approved grease, a plumber's grease that's okay for consumption. You don't want to be using a grease that's harmful, because this is a kitchen faucet, and food is around it and water comes out of it that you do drink and cook with, so that's kind of an important thing. Next, put the base of the faucet on and make sure that's all the way seated down. And now we can grab our nut that locks in the spout. And it's a good idea to give it a quick cleaning with a wire brush. I always like to do that, get any of the little debris that's in there out of there. And then we are ready to insert that right on top. Screw that clockwise into position, like so. Once that's fully tightened to your maximum hand capacity, follow it up with a pair of channel locks. All right, so let's grease this little tip where the handle's gonna go, and it's time to insert the handle. And this is a very tricky little step here. So I'm gonna show you first how not to install the handle, and this is where a lot of plumbers make a mistake. And so let's just install it by simply dropping it down onto the stem of the faucet like this, and this is the incorrect way. And you can't install it that way either. It has a little groove right there, and then it falls kind of nicely like that, and you think you have it, but that is incorrect. All right, so listen very carefully. The correct way to install this handle is by lifting this lever handle up like this with one hand and tilting it slightly back like that and slide it on like that. And you'll notice if it's installed correctly, that lever handle right there will move when I lift this up. You see how it moves a little bit? Right there, it's moving. If it's installed wrong, it will not move. So once again, this is the incorrect way. Slide it right on there. You can see when I lift it, the whole thing's moving as one piece. It's not moving as a separate lever handle. So again, lift up, slightly turn that at an angle and get it into that groove right there while lifting up on that handle. This is really important. Once again, you can lift it up to make sure that it is installed properly. And one more time, we'll go through it. I'll lift up the handle, slightly put it at an angle, and slide it into the groove. Check it by lifting up, making sure that that lever moves freely. Once that's on, it's time to put our Phillips head screw back on, threading that clockwise into place. Once that screw is fully secured with your screwdriver, you can go on ahead and turn the main water for your building back on, and we're ready to test our faucet. So after that's done, you can turn on the faucet, and you want to make sure that you have the hot and the cold on the correct side. So the hot should be on the left here, and it'll take a few seconds, of course, to heat up, and the cold will be on the right side if you have installed it properly. Now we're ready for our final step, which is simply replacing this cover cap right here with the little grooves that it slides into. Hot on the left, or the red, and cold on the right, or the blue. Thank you guys very much for watching this video.